I think a lot of Americans want to know if the Iranians continue to sponsor attacks that kill Americans, that wound Americans, that cause serious problems for Americans and undermine American interests in the region. At what point do we actually go after the source of the attacks, Iran, and strike them where they are?
Well, I think I certainly understand Americans' concern over these repeated attacks by groups that are backed by Iran, Joe. I'm not going to get ahead of the president or his decision space. I mean, you heard him say yesterday, we're going to respond. We'll do that. Obviously, we have now three American families that got the worst possible news over the weekend, and now 30 more others that are injured, some of them seriously. We're going to take this seriously as well. We've got to do what we have to do to protect our troops and our facilities. What the options are available to the president, we're still working through that. He's still working his way through that, and I don't want to close down any decision space on his behalf. That said, we certainly know Iran's backing these groups. We know that they are resourcing, they're supplying. In some cases, they're providing information that allows these groups to do this. We're taking that very seriously. We don't want a wider war with Iran. We don't want a wider war in the region. But we got to do what we have to do.
So you don't want a wider war. At the same time, it can also be true that a retaliation is required at this point. I mean, and is there any sense of how quickly the United States will respond?
Well, Mika, no question there's going to be a response, and you heard that from the president yesterday. We will respond. But as we've done in the past, we're going to do it in a time and a manner of our choosing. We'll be careful. We'll be deliberate about this, and the president will make the right decisions at the right time. We're certainly not going to telegraph punches to the Iranians or to these groups that they're backing.